Alex Eala just did something almost nobody in professional tennis believed was possible. Not in a practice set. Not in an exhibition. Not in a charity match where rankings and pressure disappear the moment the cameras stop rolling. This happened at the Berlin Tennis Open, a WTA 500 event on grass, against the world number 2. And Alex Eala didn't survive it. She controlled it. Inside the legendary Steffi Graf Stadium, with thousands watching and millions more following online deep into the night from the Philippines, the 21-year-old wild card stared down Elena Rybakina, reigning Australian Open champion, former Wimbledon winner, one of the biggest servers in the sport, and beat her in straight sets. 7-5, 6-4. No collapse at the finish line. No desperate third-set escape. No lucky tiebreak. Just composed, fearless tennis from a player who looked completely comfortable standing across the net from one of the most dangerous women in the world. This was not simply another upset. This may genuinely be the biggest singles victory in Philippine tennis history. And to fully understand why this result matters so much, you first have to understand exactly who Elena Rybakina is right now. Because this was not a fading champion running on reputation. This was not a player struggling to survive the season. Rybakina entered Berlin as one of the most dominant forces in women's tennis. She began 2026 by winning the Australian Open, defeating world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in the final. She followed that with a run to the Indian Wells final. Then she captured the Stuttgart title during the clay season. Her record entering Berlin stood at 32 wins and only 9 losses. On paper, she was one of the safest bets anywhere in the draw. The only previous meeting between these two players had taken place in Rome earlier this year on clay, a surface that historically favors Rybakina's weight of shot and ability to dictate from the baseline. Rybakina won that match comfortably. 6-4, 6-3. She captured 73% of her first serve points and broke Alex 4 different times. It looked less like a rivalry and more like a lesson. So when the Berlin draw placed Alex Eala against Elena Rybakina in the round of 16, almost nobody gave the Filipina a realistic chance. Betting markets installed Rybakina as a massive favorite. Most analysts moved on from the matchup before the first ball had even been struck. To much of the tennis world, the outcome already felt predetermined. But Alex Eala had other plans. And honestly, the warning signs were already there the day before. Because her victory over Donna Vekic was not just a solid opening round performance. It was a statement. The kind of performance that announces a player has become genuinely dangerous on a surface people still underestimated her on. Donna Vekic arrived in Berlin carrying enormous momentum. She had just won the Queen's Club title in London, defeating Emma Raducanu in the final. It was one of the best grass court stretches of her career. She was confident, sharp, aggressive. And Alex beat her 7-5, 6-4. The scoreline itself was impressive, but the way she handled the match mattered even more. Vekic raced ahead early, breaking first and taking a 2-love lead. Many younger players would have panicked. Alex didn't. She broke back immediately, stayed calm through momentum swings. And at 5-all in the opening set, she raised her level when the pressure became highest. That mentality carried directly into the Rybakina match. And the deeper this grass season goes, the clearer one thing becomes. Grass genuinely suits Alex Eala's game. The left-handed angles, the early ball striking, the aggressive court positioning, the willingness to take the ball on the rise. All of it becomes more dangerous on grass. This surface rewards players who attack quickly, redirect pace intelligently, and shorten points before opponents can fully settle into rallies. Coming into Berlin, Alex had already won the Birmingham Open, a WTA 125 title on grass, where she defeated players like Priscilla Hahn, Rebecca Mazarova, and Nikola Bardunkova. Then she beat Vekic. Then she beat Rybakina. Suddenly, this was no longer a nice little grass run. This was becoming something much bigger. A real breakthrough. Meanwhile, there were subtle warning signs surrounding Rybakina's form despite her incredible season overall. She had recently lost to Katie Bolter at Queen's Club. And in that match, her serve, normally the foundation of her dominance, looked vulnerable. Her first serve percentage dipped badly. Double faults appeared at critical moments. For most players, those numbers would simply be a concern. For Rybakina, whose entire game is constructed around serve +1 aggression, they represented something more serious. Alex and her team clearly noticed it, and when the match began in Berlin, they were ready. Rybakina opened exactly the way everyone expected. An ace on the first point, huge serving, instant scoreboard pressure. She broke Alex early and moved ahead 3-1 in the opening set. At that moment, it looked like reality was returning, like the upset talk would quietly disappear. But then the cracks started appearing. First came the double faults, then rushed forehands, then frustration. At 3-5 in the first set, Rybakina handed Alex an opening with another double fault. Alex took it immediately. No hesitation, no fear. She broke back, then followed it with back-to-back aces of her own to level the set at 4-all. That moment changed everything inside the stadium, because suddenly, the world number 2 no longer looked fully comfortable. And Alexandra Eala no longer looked like the underdog trying to survive. She looked like someone who believed she belonged there. Rybakina held for 5-4. Alex responded. Then came the decisive game. At 5-all, Alex applied relentless pressure from the baseline, forcing errors and earning the critical break. Now she was serving for the set against the reigning Australian Open champion. The atmosphere inside Steffi Graf Stadium completely shifted, and Alex delivered. 7-5. The opening set belonged to the wild card from the Philippines. The second set was even more impressive, because instead of emotionally crashing after winning the first, Alex became steadier, sharper, more disciplined. She absorbed Rybakina's pace brilliantly and used angles to constantly drag the taller Kazakh star out of position. Her movement was exceptional. Her anticipation even better. Every time Rybakina tried to accelerate the match, Alex found answers. And, perhaps the most important detail of all, she served fearlessly. Not cautiously, not protectively, fearlessly. That is what separated this performance from so many smaller upsets we see throughout the season. Alex was not waiting for Rybakina to lose. She was actively trying to win. When pressure arrived, she trusted her serve. When break points appeared, she attacked them. And when the final moment came, she closed the door without drama. 7-5, 6-4. The same scoreline she had used to defeat Vekic 24 hours earlier. That consistency matters, because flukes rarely repeat themselves in back-to-back matches against elite opponents. Patterns do, and this was beginning to look like a very real pattern. 3 weeks before Wimbledon, Alexandra Eala had just defeated the 2022 Wimbledon champion on grass, the reigning Australian Open champion, the second-ranked player in the world. And now the conversation surrounding her career has fundamentally changed. Before Berlin, the questions sounded very different. Can she break into the top 25? Can her serve hold up against elite returners? Is grass actually her best surface? Or is this just a temporary hot streak? Those questions feel outdated now, because Alex answered them herself. She answered the serve concerns with aces and fearless placement under pressure. She answered the grass court doubts by beating 2 of the most accomplished grass players in the world in consecutive matches. And perhaps most importantly, she answered the biggest question of all. Can she truly compete with the elite? The answer now looks undeniable. Yes. But the story is not finished yet, because waiting in the quarterfinals is another monster. Elena Svitolina, a player quietly putting together one of the best seasons on the WTA Tour. Svitolina has already won titles in Auckland and Rome this year. In Rome, she defeated Elena Rybakina, Iga Swiatek, and Coco Gauff in consecutive rounds. Her confidence is enormous. Her movement remains world-class. And unlike Rybakina in Berlin, Svitolina rarely gives opponents free points. This matchup presents a completely different challenge. Against Rybakina, Alex could stay patient and capitalize as the errors accumulated. Against Svitolina, those openings may barely exist. The Ukrainian forces opponents to earn everything. Every rally, every hold, every break point, every ounce of momentum. which means Alex's next step will require another evolution. She will need her flat ground strokes to penetrate through the court. She will need her anticipation to disrupt Svitolina's patterns. And she may need her doubles instincts at the net more than ever before. Because standing behind the baseline trading endlessly with Svitolina is exactly where the veteran feels most comfortable. Still, the reality remains extraordinary. Alexandra Eala entered Berlin ranked number 35 in the world. A wild card. A player many still viewed as promising but unproven. Within 48 hours, she defeated the Queen's Club champion and the reigning Australian Open champion back-to-back on grass. At 21 years old, weeks before Wimbledon, Philippine tennis has never seen anything quite like this. There have been talented players, historic moments, big wins. But this feels different. This feels like the arrival of something much bigger than a single tournament run. And maybe the most impressive part of all is the way Alex carries herself through it. After the match, she spoke calmly, measured, still processing the moment. "I'm still shaking," she admitted with a smile. But on court, she looked anything but shaken. She looked composed, focused, present, like a player who expected herself to belong in that moment long before anyone else did. And now the entire tennis world is paying attention. Because Alexandra Eala is no longer just a rising talent. She is becoming a genuine threat.